Okay, welcome back to. Let's just turn that down there a little bit. Welcome back to the. Well, the. What do I call it? A PXR Tier 1 race at Spa. Well, welcome to the PXR Tier 1 race at Spa. We have two drivers who have currently set a lap time. PXR Storm setting a lap time of 1:41.1, I believe that is. Can't really see that very well. Yeah, it's 1:41.1. And Epic Manifold is 1:42.4. But we have two more drivers. Smooth Players, the next one across the line. He goes fast as a 1:41.3. With PXR Apex, the next one across the line behind him. He'll be starting his flying lap now. So there's Edwards, goes fourth fastest 1:42.7. Behind him, PXR Storm is, but he'll be going into the pits. Hydro Buzzer goes into the pits as well. So does Epic Manifold. So the only driver across the line next behind him will be CB Hunt. And we have MS Lincoln coming out of the pits now. So on board CB Hunt for the rest of this lap. He goes fourth fastest at 1:42.4. So the benchmark time currently being 1:41.3. It's a very, very quick lap time from Smooth Player there, who's invalidated his lap time, but I do believe he'll be on an in lap, so don't think there's much weight behind that. DNG RHD, next one across the line, starts his flying lap. I think Apex is behind him. Nope, that's Hazard. He starts his flying lap now with Spenny doing the same. So Spenny's teammate AMS Jake is the next one across the line. He'll be starting his final lap. No, that's one of the alphas. That's EXR Apex. So he goes third fastest with 1:42.1. A respectable time from him, with Smooth Player getting in the way there a little bit of Haas. That Haas is of Edwards. One of Edwards would have lost some time there. Still solid during the session. So Edwards goes, yeah, he must have lost some time there. He did a 1:42.7. So we have MS Lincoln then. Next one across the line, starts a flying lap. As Hydro Blizzard goes into the pits. So GNG RXG crosses the line next. He goes fourth fastest at 1:42.3. We have a McLaren behind him of Dukes, who starts the flying lap, and that was the Alpha of PXR Hazard. Goes eighth fastest so far with a 1:42.7. Who was that? That was Spenny, going second fastest with a 1:41.8. Good lap time from him as Moller starts his flying lap now. So we have EXR Louis, nope, Matty, never mind, crosses the line, starts his flying lap. Sleep Mover crosses the line, starts his flying lap. AMS Jake, Spenny's teammate, heads into the pits after invalidating his lap time. I wonder what happened with there. He might run a little bit wide through one of the corners. It's a very long track to get right, and it's quite tough for that exact reason. So EXR Louis, the next one across the line. Here we go on to a flying lap with Blau, the next one behind him. The Haas of PXR Storm heading into the pits. Oh no, that was Edwards. Edwards F1. Big lock up from Blau there into turn 1. The source down to Eau Rouge. Up through Eau Rouge, down to Radion. corners that was. Amos Lincoln goes second fast with a 141.3, and J Play All Day, his teammate, starts his flying lap. I wonder if anything can slow down and give his teammate just a bit of tow through the straight that's up here. I forget the name of it. Now he'll be sliding down the very fast. But as doing that, that was Moller going fifth fast with the 142.1. And I think that was PXR Dukes also setting a lap time. He's going to a flying lap now. The Sleep Mover then will be the next one across the line. He's setting his lap time to see where he can put that Williams. And he goes 10th fast with the 142.4. So we have the two Mercedes of Matty W and PXR Louis. Matty W slows down, so he might be starting another flying lap now. PXR Louis crosses the line next. Let's see where he goes. He goes third fast is the 141.5, a very, very good lap time from him. Matty, yeah, obviously slowed down, so he got a 2 minute 14. That's about as right goes into the pits. Hodge Blizzard then, one driver behind him. He's starting his flying lap now. As I think that's AMS Jake. Yep, AMS Jake is out of the pits. Onto an out lap. J Play All Day then. Let's see where he can put that racing point. He goes fourth fastest with 141.8. That's a good lap time from him. Currently Smooth Player is still in first position with a very, very good lap time from him with a 141.3. PXR Dukes then goes into the pits, and it's Lincoln getting out of the way of a Williams there of Moller, I do believe that is. Yeah, it is. Moller will be setting another lap time. Nope, he'll be going on to a flying lap now. Let's go on board with Sleep Mover. He'll be going across the line to do. Matty W is getting a nice little tow from his teammate PXR Louis here. Ooh, who was that? That was Hydro Blizzard. Hydro Blizzard round at Puon. Must have lost the rear end through there. Yeah, Matty getting quite lucky here with his teammates tow of PXR Louis, and then his teammate's going to dive out of the way just before the last corner. So Matty getting very lucky there. Sleep Mover goes 142.4, puts him in 12th place. Matty goes fourth, just behind his teammate with 141.8. That's about 3/10 difference. The fastest final sector. So clearly that tow off his teammate definitely helped him. AMS Jake then, the next one across the line. He'll be starting his flying lap with Epic 10. Yep, the driver behind him also starting his flying laps, just slowing down a little bit to make sure everything's in check before he goes on to his flyer. Taking a very wide line through the final corner there. On the bus stop rather. Might give him a better run onto the straight as J Player All Day gets a little bit screwy on the exit there. That's going to lose him some time, although he's starting his flying lap now, so it's nothing to be worrying about. Hydro Blizzard then starts his flying lap just behind him. Let's see if he can get into Q2. Would be enough result for the Renault team. And the McLaren Academy. With CB Hut also on an out lap, just trying to extend the lead he has, as well as DMG RXG making sure that he is into Q2. Edwards then on an out lap behind him. Sleep Mover will be the next one across the line. Let's see what he can do. He just backs off at the end there. Sorry about that. Balzabra then starts his flying lap now with PXR Hazard, I believe. Yep, the driver behind him also starting a flying lap. as Amos Jake goes 10th faster to 142.2 from him. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's CB Hutton. He was on it. Okay, we have a lot of drivers there. Spenny's retired from the session. He obviously won't be improving on his lap time. Let's see what Epic Pen can do. Epic Pen goes 9th faster to 142.1 with PXR Dukes, the driver behind him, starting another flying lap. Amos Lincoln and JP All Day go 2nd and 4th respectively, as the Renault of Hydro Blizzard starts his flying lap now. Or no, he just finished his flying lap and he goes 18th fastest for 143.3. CB Hut then, driver behind him, I think he is... Ooh! As Hydro Blizzard had retired from the session there. I wonder, I think he might have just lost it on the exit, or he got frustrated and so Edwards then crossing around behind his teammate of PXR Storm. PXR Storm extends his lead. Edwards is invalidated his lap time, so he won't be going any quicker. Yeah, I think he's not going to have enough time to go around for another lap time. Ooh, that Renault's there's quite in the way. Hydro Blizzard. PXR Louis also retired for the session, so the top, well, I was going to say the top 6, but Matty's still in the pits. Bowserberg was 7th fastest to 142.0. That's a good lap time from him. As PXR Hazard starts his flying lap now, or I think he just finished his flying lap. Still looking at the left session as well. Fleet Mover moves into the pits. That could put him at risk of not getting into Q2. As EXR Dukes, can EXR Dukes get out of Q1 and move Fleet Mover down? He does. He goes 14th faster to 142.4. Good lap time from him. Edwards is retired from the session. So who's the next one across the line? CB Hut. Can CB Hut get out and push? He can. He goes 12 fastest. That pushes EXR Dukes into, well, quite a tough situation here. If PXR Hazard improves on his lap time, that could move EXR Dukes out of Q1. So we have PXR Storm then the next one across the line, but I'm sure all of these drivers are safe. All of them are safe, bar EXR Dukes. He is the only one who has anything on the line currently. If PXR Hazard can pick up the speed, and PXR Hazard has backed off from his lap time. So PXR Hazard is out in Q1 and EXR Dukes is the driver in Q2. So he's getting quite lucky there. At the end of the session, PXR Hazard had a bit of a rubbish few laps. And just backed off because it wasn't going his way. EXR Dukes though sets a fastest second sector, so he's clearly on the move. He hasn't got to worry about setting another lap time though, as he's safe. But I'm sure he might just want to set his lap time, just a bit of a to prove something kind of thing. And he does, he goes 8th fastest, just behind his teammate. In fact, 1/1000th of a second behind his teammate. It's quite a close bunch with the McLaren Academy there. So Apex crosses the line, doesn't improve on his current lap time. CB Hut's into Q2, so I wonder if he can improve on his lap time just to prove something. No, he doesn't, but he doesn't have a worry anyway. Already finished. It's just Zach Thumb who's into the pits. He's out of the pits now. Interesting. And what happened there? I think that might have been technical glitch. The fact that he was able to get out of the pits. He says in the group chat that he's got to drive, so his a set of 6, which makes sense. So, well, we've got 15 seconds left of the session now. Validates his lap time, although it doesn't really mean much if you don't get to the end of it. 3, 2, 1, and that is the session over. Or maybe not. Perhaps not. Gonna have to deal with 3 cars in traffic ahead of him now. Getting a little bit close to them there. Yeah, I did not give to get out of the way. So, yeah, there you go. That is the end of the session there. Second won't be the next session, but he'll be out in Q1 with a lot of other people. God, 0.8 of a second between 1st and 15th. That's how close the field is in Tier 1, with Sleep Mover, Hazard, Edwards, Hydro Blizzard and Zakthum all out in Q1. They will not be getting into Q2. This will be a good advantage for the strategy, as they can choose whatever tyre they want. I think people in Q2 can do that as well. It's only if you move on to Q3 that you have to keep the tyre. So we'll see. We will see. So the next, this is now Q2. The sky is looking a little bit grey, so it might be raining in Q3. That could shake up the top 10 of the field a little bit. Always a bit exciting when the rain comes. So DGRXTV being the only one to not come out of the pits now, although it looks like he will be. Yep, I can hear an engine going, so he will be coming out. There's his mechanic. So he is out into Q1, well Q2. I think everybody wants to get out as soon as possible, as the weather's not looking the best currently, with a bit of hustle and bustle going on here. It might be a little bit tricky to set any sort of good lap time here. Two teammates of Lincoln and Jubilee all day getting it into a little bit of contention, with all day letting few similar drivers that could limit risk. Not such a lap time. So EXR Apex, the first one across the line out of many to be setting a lap time. So there he goes. He's on his flying lap now, with EXR Louis just behind him, and he'll be going into his flying lap now. Same with Dukes, and then it's Lincoln, then it's Williams, so of Moller. So a lot of them will be benefiting from a bit of a tow here. A lot of people are backing off into the first few corners. We'll let people by. So a bit of space in between. As Matty W goes back into the pit, he has damage there, so he might have run into the back of somebody. So up through Radion and Eau Rouge now. Let's go on board with the front runner, EXR. Let's see what benchmark time he can set. Matty W, the only one in the pits currently, changing his front wing. Anyway, PXR Apex then on a good lap in France of 1:13.9 middle sector. Let's see if PXR Apex can improve on that time. He can. It's a 1:13.7, so that shows him. I'm sure there'll be many more to come. So EXR Apex comes around the final corner onto the straight, sets a benchmark time of 1:42 dead. So Louis then, let's see if Louis can improve on that lap time. Duke's just behind him, so Louis doesn't. Nor does Dukes. MS Lincoln though goes fastest with that's a lot of people. Moller and then PXR Storm going faster as there's a lot of drivers. Spenny goes fastest and Lincoln's teammate of JPlay All Day was third fastest, now taken up by Smooth Player. Then CB Hut will be starting another flying lap by the looks of it, so he'll benefit of it down. As the Epic Pen goes 7th fastest with 1:42.1. G&G, RXG and CB Hut the only ones to not set a lap time currently, besides Matty W, who is on an out lap. So let's see if CB Hut's going to have to contend with a bit of traffic here as it starts to rain, so this would not help his lap time at all. He's going to deal with a lot of traffic here. There you go, locking up the front tyre. RXG goes 13th fastest. This is definitely not ideal for CB. The rain is going to be a factor to play, especially in this with AMS Lincoln is retired from the session. 10 with a Haas on a Red Bull there. Matthew starts the flying lap now. Both of the Racing Points are retired from the session, so they will definitely not be going any quicker in this session. A little bit wide there, but doesn't manage to invalidate his lap time. Looking pretty good so far. A lot of drivers have retired. The track is not going to get any quicker anytime soon. There goes Dukes. So Dukes will be out in Q2. Let's see what CB Hut can do. CB Hut will get a 1:33.43.8. Such a shame for him because he couldn't do anything about it, especially. So that's gone out. Yep, frustrated as you can see. Matty is retired from the session as well, so it wasn't going to work for him either. A real shame for CB Hut there. He got screwed over by, I think there he goes, he retired from the session. I think he invalidated his lap time, and if he hadn't done that, he would have been within a chance of getting into Q2, so such a shame for him there. Spanny F1 retiring, that's the consensus. He's going to be retiring from the session with, well, Epic Pen and Moller. The driver's not really doing anything currently. DRS has been disabled, so stewards have announced that. Clearly the weather is looking a little bit too dark and wet for any form as Moller pulls off a lovely drift through there. That was really good from him. And there's another one just for good measure. This really goes to show how wet this circuit is, how greasy it is. There's no grip whatsoever. So yeah, Dukes is retired from the session. Moller's not going to be into Q2. Is going to pull it off another drift. Oh, he overcooks it through that corner. Nearly does a full 360. More of a 180 there. It just goes to show how wet it is out there. Yeah, he's got no traction. Doing donuts more or less now. So I think most people are going to be retiring from this session and moving on to Q3. as PXR Storm retires from the session and Moller loses his entire front wing there. Now he's properly doing donuts. Just absolutely no grip out here. There you go, he's retired from the session. That was a very, very good drift from him. So your drivers out in Q2 are EXR Dukes, Moller, DNG RXG, CB Hut and Matty W, who didn't set a lap time. So a bit of a shame for CB Hut there and Matty W. I think the weather just got in their way through that qualifying, so again a bit of a shame, but this is moving on to Q3 now, where I think it's going to be a wet Q3. We will see. Yep, it's a wet Q3. So that will definitely affect the amount of drivers, and it will show the skill of the drivers as well, so you can handle the treacherous conditions better than the other ones. We'll see what drivers can do in this session. As there's all the mechanics running out of the garage and 5 cars go on into the pit straight, but they're going on to the British track as another 3 does it as well. 4 rather. And the driver not to come out yet is J Play all day. Interesting. There he is. J Play all day letting past XR Louis there. Behind him, MS Lincoln, his teammate, is the only one on a flyer. More with Smooth Play and the Epic Pen. And there, Bowser is also there. I think someone went if I'm not mistaken. XR Louis and J Play all day down the final corners. Ooh, getting a little bit squirrely there for J Play all day. That will definitely affect his lap time. Handles it quite well out of the source there. So here's driver in front. Amos Jake has validated his lap time, so goes quickest in this sector. AMS Lincoln is he went rather wide there, yeah. Validated his lap time. So I think it's no, Smooth Player behind him. Let's see what he can do. So Smooth Player says the benchmark time of 152.9 as his teammate goes with 154.4. Balzabla, the next one across the line, goes third fastest 154.4 again. So Smooth Player setting a rather good lap time there. Let's see what Spenny can do. And well, never mind, he's into the pits as he invalidates his lap time. EXR Louis is the next one across the line. PXR Storm going fourth. Now fifth with Balzablau. No, EXR Louis going second rather. Cool. So JP All Day is the next one across the line. See where he can go. So, well, JP All Day didn't set his lap time there. Amos Lincoln will though. And he will go fastest, so will be 2-4. Lap time from here with Balzablau. Abbey 10's gone a little bit wide there. Balzablau going to improve on his lap time. He's up a second, so that will definitely see where he can cross the line. Second fastest with a 1:2.8. The fastest final sector as well. Very good lap time from him. PXR Storm. Yeah, I think he's going to go on another flyer now. I think, PXR Louis goes into the pits. Spenny and his teammate AMS Jake are the next ones out with EXR Apex in between them. The regular sandwich with Apex being the Alfa Romeo filling in between. And we've got JP All Day, the next one across the line. Let's see where he can place this racing point in these very, very difficult and treacherous conditions. Getting a little bit squirmy out of the bus stop chicane there. It's a 1:54.7, so there is definitely time in that lap. But I don't blame him for these conditions really. AMS Jake, I believe, is on another flyer. So he's down by a second, so I don't think he will be doing anything. Okay, he's the driver behind him. He is on that one. Yeah. JP All Day. Well, I didn't stop time, just wanted to get back to the pits to change his tyres. PXR Storm is on the fire. We'll see. JP All Day on it, and then he goes into the pits. So Spenny crosses the line, does a flying lap. EXR Apex, the driver behind him, doing just the same, and Spenny's teammate there as well. Balzablau, I think, is no, he's into the pits. As Storm is the only one currently on a fire, although saying that he is Well, he was a second down, and now he's invalidated his lap time just for good measure, so I don't think he'll be going for another lap. I think he'll be heading into the pits as he does. Yeah, there you are. Change off his, well, surely would be worn intermediates at this point. JP All Day has invalidated his lap time, and he was a second down as well, so I'm sure he'll do the same as Storm and just head into the pits to change his tyres. Okay, so I think Spenny's backed off from this lap. Oh no, that's AMS Jake, although I think Spenny has backed off from this lap because he was a lot closer to his team. Nope, I'm getting mixed up with Epic Pen. Oh no, smooth player. Oh crikey, it's not going well for me today. So Spenny rounds the final corner. It's not going to be a very particularly quick lap time from him. He'll be starting another flying lap now. Looks like Jake, though, will be going, yeah, he goes fourth fastest, so he did pretty well on that lap time, but EXR Apex doing exactly the same, getting a little bit squirrely out there, but he's doing the same as Spenny, where he's going on a second consecutive flying lap, and up to Avion and Rouge he goes. Epic Pen starts flying up there. Gameplay, no, AMS Lincoln drive behind him. So AMS Lincoln then starts his flying lap now. So that was Smooth Player going second fastest. Sorry, then I completely missed that. That's EXR Louis and PXR Storm go on to another fire lap. I think EXR Louis, yeah, EXR Louis is doing the same. Spenny's finished his session. He goes fourth fastest overall with JP All Day sticking it in 8th as EXR Apex goes seventh fastest. AMS Jake does not improve on his lap time. Will not be improving on his lap time of a 1:30 of a 1:43.53. Crikey, got it all wrong. 1:53.5. But Epic Pen does improve on his lap time by 4/10, which puts him up place into 7th position with a 54.0. So we have AI has impeccable driving as per usual. AMS Lincoln is the next one across the line. He's not going to be extending his lead as he's 5/10 down currently, but I was going to say Mouserbrow might. He won't. He's invalidated and he's 2/10 down. So Smooth Player then, the only one who can give us hope, really. And the XLB. So Smooth Player. EXR Louis is up 2/10. See where he can get that Mercedes. Can he push anybody down in the top 4? Let's see, anytime soon. Well, actually, PXR Storm is the next one across the line. Can PXR Storm improve on his lap time? It looks like he will. He will. He goes 6th. Smooth Player goes fastest with a 1:52.3. That's a very good lap time from him. EXR Louis also moving up a few places, puts in 3rd position. So I would wonder if EXR Louis probably benefited off the tow from Storm, as did Smooth Player off of Louis. Sorry, my apologies, lost my words there. So there is your top 10. Smooth Player comes in first with a 1:52.3 seconds in the AlphaTauri. Lincoln comes behind him, 700ths down. 400ths down off him is EXR Louis in the Mercedes. Bowser Blau in 4th position with Spenny 5th. PXR Storm 6th. 7th goes to Jake. 8th goes to Epic Pen. 9th goes to EXR Apex. And 10th goes to J-Play All Day in the BWT Racing Point with a 1:54.7. So it looks like a dry race for the moment. I don't actually know what the weather is going to be doing for this session. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But it looks, in fact, I'll ask in the group chat, what's the weather doing? So there is your pit stop strategy. It's one stop from softs to hards. Let's have a look at data tyres. So we have EXR Louis Mora, the sleek mover, and Matthew on the mediums. Everybody else has gone for the soft to hard strategy. Looks like that might work out, as we saw in the Tieto race yesterday. I don't really know what the weather's like. I've asked in the group chat and it was a bit busy really, so you can't expect much. although it looks like it might get a little bit rainy, as Mola and D&G actually get a little bit close there and disqualify themselves. So PXR Dukes as well, getting a tussle up in that. I wonder if they have any advantage. I think they'll be alright for the moment though. The rest of the grid is now forming up. Be patient and wait for the lights. Track them really holding back a little bit. Now to the lights just there. So everybody's now formed up. It's a brilliant camera angle, isn't it? I cannot see the lights. I think that's going to be your best shot for now. We'll go on board with Spenny for the start. Two, three, 4, 5 red lights. And they're out, and we start the Spa-Francorchamps Grand Prix with Tier 1. Spenny gets a pretty good start. He has contention with the Haas of PXR Storm behind him though. And his teammate, AMS Jakes, goes up the inside of him. It's all pretty clean off the start there. So AMS Jakes getting by JP all day, moves up in front of PXR Storm. And he's up behind Spenny. So, all barreling up through the hill, pretty clean. They might have a bit of a run on Spenny here. Which Jake has a good run on Bowserblau. There you go. Ooh, getting a little bit screwly there, Spenny. Tapping the back of Jake, Bowserblau, sorry. Ooh, and that's an AlphaTauri of Epic Pen. He has been spun round. I wonder what happened there. Bit of a shame from him, really. He was doing alright on the start. So, there you go. There's Hydra Blizzard losing out to Edwards. A little bit of contention as well. Matty's minus CB Hut's getting passed by Hazza. Ooh, and he's getting a little bit squirrely off of the curbs there. That won't help him. Matty's going to be driving quite tough. Ooh, as Jake and Apex. Dukes and ooh! As Apex lost it on the curb there, I think he hit into Dukes. I don't know if Dukes has any sort of damage. I think he might. Does he have damage? No, he doesn't. He just got away with that pretty scot-free, really. It was just Apex who came off worse. As CB Hut just locking up, aerially avoiding a collision with Dukes there. Matty up the inside of the Alfa Romeo and the Renault rather. It was rather a good move from him. We have Edwards on the inside of CB Hut though. He backs off coming into Radion Rouge. So it's still Smooth Player out in front. First. You. AMS Lincoln. Moller gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He must have had a collision with someone. A lot of drivers going wide through that corner there, down into No Name. Storm ahead of Spenny. No drivers getting particularly close to anybody currently, although, well, tell a lie, we have Sleep Mover getting past CB Hut there. As CB Hut goes just a tad wide through 2-1. Zachem and D&G are actually the drivers behind him. I think D&G had a bit of a... Ooh! That was Hazza. Hazza's round again, and he's retired from... Oh no, it's not. He wasn't round again. No, that was his teammate of the PXR Apex. So the Alpha's having a pretty shocking day today, with one of them retiring and the other one P20. So, bit of a shame, really. Will Smooth Player come into the pits to change off of these soft tyres? He does. Will Lincoln follow him? He does. Louis does the same. Jake Play All Day, PXR Storm, Spenny. Moller doesn't. Moller stays out, as well as Dukes and a few other drivers. on the mid. Well, they're all on the mediums. So let's see. JP all, JP all day getting held up a little bit there due to the drivers. So new player's gone on to the hards there. A lot of the drivers going on to the mediums. I don't know if that's the pretty very clever strat. It might be. It might be a good strat. Although I did the same yesterday, but then it started raining at the end of the race. And it's sort of the strategy. I could have gone on to the mediums and then had a much better run. But nonetheless, he's in ninth position. I think he's just wanting to really extend these tyres and sort of bring them all the way to the end. A lot of the other drivers now going on to the mediums. I think they're hoping for the weather to switch up at the last moment to change onto the intermediates. Bowserblau going on to the softs. He's hoping for a really good run on the safety car restart. It's quite an interesting strategy from him. Hydro Blizzard in P8, but he hasn't pitted. As Matty is up into P3 with Moller and EXR Dukes in P1 and P2 respectively. They have done very well with the strategy here. They've got very lucky, starting on the mediums as well. Very lucky from them. Oh, the weather looks to be improving. I use my commentator's curse as well on this, so it looks to be improving, which will mean that the soft strategy is probably not going to work out. Although the hards of Smooth Player and, well, PXR Storm, JPlay All Day, and CB Hunt and Epic Pen might work. As I say again, that's if I don't curse it. And it turns out to be a very, very wet race. So we have one driver currently retired in the session. That was Hazza. Very good. Very good race, really. Let's have a look at the position changes. Look at that. Look at that. So Smooth Player in P9. There you go. He was the only. Everybody above him hasn't pitted yet, so that's understandable to see that sort of timing sheets. But black them up 14 places with Matty W being up 16 places. That's a very large amount of places. EXR Apex is down 9, so he started 9th. With Epic Pen, he's down 10. Sorry, I meant EXR Apex is down 10. Spenny's down 11, although he did hit as well. He's moved down 3 or 4 places from where he started, not including pit stops. But the strategy. And they do it again. Anyway, the strats of mediums, starting on the mediums and going onto whatever tyre afterwards, is certainly playing off for the hot bunch. So having catch up the back of the field here, so let's go on board with Moller as he vigorously warms up his tyres. Start the flying lap now. That's not the flying lap. Checking my mind's still in qualifying. to start the race after safety car. And I think he's already gone. So he didn't get a very good lap. Oh, we had a terrible run out of the final corner there. PXR Dukes just having a back off as Matty W gets an even better run than both of them. Matty W's up the inside in the first corner. A little bit of contact with the PXR Dukes there. Is anybody else making contact in the back? It looks like it's all pretty clean so far. Triple D getting a little bit screwy out the final corner there. Lincoln and PXR Louis right at the back of the field. I don't know if what happened there. I think Lincoln and Louis might have had a bit of contact. Yeah, they're both down 16 and it wasn't that much, so that's very interesting. Smooth Player's already passed Hydra Blizzard, so he's doing pretty well up in the safety car restart. He would be wanting to overtake a few more people just ahead of him. Although Matty W's moved down quite a few places, moved down even more with that shocking corner there. Down into through no idea. Just died. Through no name. Now we're on to Puwan at this point. Matty W not having the best of starts on the safety car reset, getting a little bit scrolly on the rear end. Looks like it might be too lag, but it looks like it's a little bit grip on the rear end. Smooth Player is now right on the back of DNG RXD. So, is that going wide? That was Matty going wide as well, so using his ERS just to stay out of the range, the suck zone, as people call it, of Sleek Mover. Well, trying to get Sleek Mover out of that zone. Ed was on the softs ahead of him, so not having the best of runs. Moller sets the fastest lap time, just being beaten by AMS Jake rather, as he gets past Hydra Blizzard there. PXR Storm then. Ahead of Buzzblow, ahead of Spenny, ahead of JPL Day, CB Hut, and follow up behind him with AMS Lincoln. Rounding out that sort of group, actually no, Apex rounded out that group, and PXR Louis into the pits to change onto the hard tyres. Nope, never mind, he goes onto the soft tyres. That was, I don't really know what the strategy is there. I think he's just trying to, if the weather is getting worse, I think he's just trying to go for as long as he can, or he might be going to set lap, only 6 laps into the race. That's not a very good idea. Anyway, Moller's still out in front with Dukes just behind him. Near each other, Smooth Players still in 8th position. Just goes to show how well he's driving the hard tyres as Lincoln gets past Epic Pen there. As I said, yeah, Smooth Player is driving incredibly well on these hard tyres against people on not very old softs. So, 2 Ferraris ahead of him. He's looking quite tasty. So he'll be going for a bite soon enough on that Italian cuisine. Where that analogy was going, I have no idea. Anyway, back to PXR Storm, who's the other runner on the hards, as he gets quite close to the back. Oh, as I think Spenny was around there, but he's lost out to a position on Starsblau as CB Hut gets past. Well, Lincoln gets past CB Hut. Spenny moves up the inside of Bowser Blau, gets past him. We got a very clean move there through La Source. It's the source of that one. PXR Storm then gets past Hydra Blizzard, who's on the 6th lap old. I think he's in. I think the AI is driving for him as well. He's not using DRS, so show that he's driving for him. Then he gets quite a good run on them there, and he's already passed him. The Hydra Blizzard just moving, just going straight down. Not very good for him. The AI isn't particularly good in this. On the AI on the online. So Spenny now on the back of PXR Storm. He's got the fresher tyres, so he might be getting past relatively soon, although he goes a little bit deep into that corner. That doesn't put him. I was going to say it doesn't put him at risk. Bowser Bowser is on the new softs, so we will see. Saying that, Amos Jake's getting past G&G RXG there. And CB Hut gets past Hodgebuzz as his teammate, so Hodgebuzz is really not having a very good session. Locking up into the bus stop chicane there behind Zach, and he's already taken one big chunk out of the Ferrari sandwich out of DGRC. He now wants the other bite of Zach them. Enjoying my analogies here as Apex and the Epic Pen are getting a little bit in each other's way there. Hodgebuzz is down so many places, down in 15th now. So there you go, there's PXR Storm with Spenny. Spenny gets a very, very good run on the Camel Straight. Now through this quick right, left, right. Just holding off PXR Storm there. So the medium is definitely working for Spenny here. He's now going to be wanting to just move up ahead of DMG RXG, the driver ahead of him. Smooth Player still wanting that extra bite of the Ferrari sandwich. I call it a pizza. A Ferrari pizza. Epic Pen, I think Epic Pen got spun round, and so did J Play All Day. That's never a good sign. And he's lost his front wing as well. Well, he's got a bit of damage on it, nonetheless. So Louis then CB Hut gets a 3-second time penalty for good measure. And J Play All Day has retired from the session. It might be out of frustration, it might be out of... probably out of frustration, most likely. Will that bring out the safety car? I know. As... ooh! Matty getting a little bit squirrely. Is that actually going into the pits to change off of his soft tyres? The soft tyres are already dead. Not going to bode well for DNG RXG. The driver ahead of him still on the soft tyres. That one goes on to the medium tyres. He's going to be running those to the end of the session. I think that's how it would work. Smooth Player is probably going to come out on top out of anybody here because he's one of the quickest drivers on track, as well as having the strategy advantage, because these hard tyres will definitely run to the end of the race here, so we're going to go a full race distance. As Amos Lincoln and PXR Storm are getting quite close to each other. A little bit of contact in between the two of them, but nonetheless quite respectable. Between those two, giving each other room. DGRC goes quite deep in there. No Name Spenny's getting quite close to the back of him. He's now within 3/10 of the Ferrari. We'll see if he'll make a move on the back straight. Well, he's now within 2/10 of him. He's going to make a move through here. Those soft tyres have definitely fallen off that cliff at this point in G's car. Spenny making these mediums work wonders. The yellow flag through sector 2, that was the XR Louis. I think he just had a bit of an off. Back on track. Bit of damage, I didn't check, let's have a look. Yep, he definitely has damage. That front left wing is completely gone. Edwards is now into the pits to change off of those soft tyres. Will DNG actually do the same? He will, although wasn't the pit entry we'd really want. Spenny then behind his teammate now, as he gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, just for good measure, just to add salt to the wounds. Amos Lincoln now quite close to the back of Spenny there. Now he's got the run on him through the Camel Straight. Is he going to get past him? He already has. Will he stay ahead of him? It looks like he will. Spenny. Amos Lincoln getting past Spenny there. Very clean move from Lincoln. CB Hut. Well past him. As we got past anyway, a real race that's going on here. Mon is still having a whale of a time out ahead on those medium tyres. His Jeep's just behind him, and his teammate's lead mover, the Williams, has really got a very good haul of points here to be had. Just a bit turn from Matty W there. See what he can do. I don't know why I said let's see what he can do. They play all day, looks like he... Oh no, he retired earlier. With the sort of flicker of the timing sheet, it must be assumed that it's someone retiring. Bowser Bowser, the only driver on soft tyres. I don't know if he's going to be able to make that work. Strategy hasn't worked out for him. Oh, Matty is round. Matty was in the wall and he was set to track this. That would be a penalty for him, or warning, a race warning, I think. Doesn't seem to have damage, but that puts him down a few places, and well, the strategy is not going to work out. He goes ahead of him, already picked once, although it is only a difference of 3 laps, and they're on a medium, so that won't change it too much. There's still another driver behind him on the hard, so he'll be wanting to get past him. Not going very well for Matty, although he's still up places. He'll be up places until he falls behind P18, I think it is. So really a lot to worry about there. I don't believe these mediums will make it to the end of the race though. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. That's CB Hut. No, that's Hydro Blizzard round. No, that is CB Hut. Yeah, it is, and he's lost a piece of his front wing. Front right, sorry. Yeah, look at that, he's got no front wing left. So that'll, yeah, that's not good for him. PXR Storm getting very, very close to the back of Matty W there. Like he picked up damage in that. Well, it looked like he picked up damage in the process, but he did. So it's very weaving around. I don't know if he's got cool tyres or he's just trying to let Lincoln know that he's coming. Spenny has 65% ERS with Lincoln sat at 19, so Spenny's sat in. Spenny has the high ground here, and good measure with Matty, he gets a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. PXR Storm gets past Matty indeed as well, so PXR Storm also gets another 3-second time penalty, so it doesn't really matter too much. Penalty for Matty. Spenny then still wanting to get past AMS Lincoln. Still has the ERS advantage here. Lincoln's using his ERS to stay away. That just goes to show that he sees Spenny as a threat and he just wants to get out of his way. And CB Hut gets so then it's the 2 Williams out in head. How often do you see that? With a big lock up from one of the drivers there. I didn't see who it was. This is beginning to turn into a real battle here. As Val goes into the bits to change off of those soft tyres. He'll be moving down quite a few places with his teammate in 3rd position, so he's done very well. Smooth player then, in 4th position. using his ERS. Is he going to get past Jukes through here? Ooh, Jukes moves quite late there. Well, Jukes has a bit of damage as well, so he might have been what the smoke was. He looked up and got a little bit of damage. Nonetheless, Smooth Player is through. Now AMS Jenks having a look up the inside, down through this really long right-hander. It's quite a tricky corner to get right here. He stays on the inside of Jukes, although Jukes wants to have another go at him through No Name. Now Jukes is going to lose out to Lincoln as well, down through Puon. There he goes. And the downforce disadvantage that Jukes has is not going to help him at all, especially through those long corners and through this tight and twisty section here. So Spenny's probably going to get past him pretty soon. So Lincoln then will be the filling to the Red Bull sandwich. On 20% ERS with Spenny sitting on 60, although this doesn't really matter, as I think Spenny's just going to wish up the inside through this corner here. Jukes goes defensive into the bus stop chicane, goes very defensive, pushes Spenny right off the circuit, although Spenny has the inside and Jukes goes into the pits. I don't really know why he went defensive there. Matty and PXR Storm getting a little bit in each other's way there. Matty has to back off, and now he'll go around the outside, or he'll look around the outside through the source. Just pushed out wide by PXR Storm. PXR Storm positioning his car very well there. Spenny, that on Spenny. Smooth Player now getting, well, he's very close to the back of Sleep Mover. It's hard to, well, whatever he goes on to next, well, I don't think he'll go on to another. I think this hard strategy is just going to whisk him all the way to the end, and I think he's going to make it work, and he definitely has, as the drivers ahead of him starting to lose grip, as is plainly obvious by Sleep Mover having no grip there, as PXR Storm has been spun around there. I don't know if that was anybody's fault, if it was anybody's fault, or if he just binned it coming out of the corner there. That'll be shown if it was what Matthew was doing on near, so Matthew, it would have been Matthew's fault if it was anybody's fault at that. So I don't believe it would be there. It's lost it would be the corner. Yeah. Now that Red Bull sandwich that I mentioned earlier with AMS Lincoln being the filling is someone's flattened the sandwich now, is it getting quite tight in between these three here. Smooth Player's still big lock up from Smooth Player as Sleep Mover goes into the pits to change off of the mediums, as does Spenny. Oh no, AMS. That's an interesting play because AMS Jake has 4 laps on Sleep Mover really. Although he's going onto the softs, will Sleep Mover do the same? Sleep Mover's going to do the same, although he might. Nope, he's going to get out ahead of the Red Bull of AMS Jake. As EBXR, Apex and Matty are both into the pits as well. AMS Lincoln there getting passed by Spenny. As the Epic Penfold is now moving up to 6th position. Got Sleep Mover behind him though on the new soft tyres, and he gets past Edwards, who pitted 4 laps ago. So the tyre advantage being in Edwards' hands here, although he doesn't seem to be using it. Sleep Mover's going to be used as Sleep Mover's going to move up the inside, or he's going to have a look up the inside of Edwards there. I'm sure he'll be passing the Haas pretty soon anyway. Matty and Jukes having a little bit of a scrap here. No, Matthew's just holding off. Matthew's still on. Both on the same tyre strategy, so someone's got an advantage or a disadvantage at this point. So AMS Jake side by side with Zaxxam now. Zaxxam on 5 lap old mediums. Zaxxum, ooh, getting on the curb on the inside there. Losing the traction as well, as AMS Jake has Sleep Mover ahead of him. Spenny is now into the pits to change onto the soft tyres. So is Moller and Epic Pen. So Smooth Player pulling off the really good. Oh no, Epic Pen was not into the pits. My apologies. That was just Moller and Sleep Mover. Or was it? That was just Moller and Spenny, I think. So now the Red Bull sandwiches is shifted a little bit to include Zaxxum. It's now an Italian sandwich. Well, still an Italian sandwich, well, Italian-American sandwich now, as the House of Edwards has been incorporated in there. Ooh, as AMS Jake getting shown the wall there by Epic Pen, although AMS Jake is now going to be the one to show Epic Pen the wall as he just goes up the inside through no name there. Very feisty moves these two are having on each other here. So Zaxxum then got Spenny behind him on the fresher tyres. Oh, Edwards gets a little bit squirrely there. Zaxxum's going to see that. Oh, as Lincoln goes right up the inside there. Spenny got a little bit squirrely really. He still holds this position there. He's lost it to Lincoln. Driver through here, although, well, Spenny at the inside is well as because does not have the traction that Spenny does at all. But exactly, look up the inside there, I saw him looking. Lincoln now right on the back of Edwards. He's going to want to get up the inside as quickly as possible. Smooth Player got a 15-second lead for second place. Strategy really has worked for him, although can Moller catch up with the remaining 5 laps? AMS Lincoln then getting past Edwards, although Edwards not wanting to lose the position. He will anyway, as Lincoln just has that time back. Oh, it's a virtual safety car. Who's round? Who is that? Oh, as Edwards gets a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Lincoln? I didn't see that happen. I think that might have to be removed off of Edwards' time. Well, we're back to green racing anyway now, so the car is over. AMS Jake running a little bit wide to go into the corner there. A little bit of dirt and grit. As AMS Lincoln wants to now have a look on Epic Pen. Well, it's side by side now through the back straight. Well, it was side by side. Lincoln is now ahead. Epic Pen then just behind him. Spenny then going to look up the inside of Edwards, although Spenny Spenny just had to avoid a collision with the back of Epic Pen there. Must have missed his braking point. Definitely not going to help him. Yeah, he's got the Ferrari Zaxxum behind him, although I think the Zaxxum's just a little bit too low for anything. Epic Pen going up the inside of yeah, Epic Pen had a look up the inside of Edwards there, but then had to back off. Moller's catching up to Smooth Player, but Smooth Player is just flying away on these hards. He's definitely going to go to the end on this. Epic Pen strategy hasn't worked really for him, as he's moved down to 6th. They both go a little bit wide. Spenny wants to look up the inside, gives a little tap to Edwards there. Ooh, that was incredibly close there. That could have gone a lot worse than it did, but luckily he had a peace of mind to just back off the tad. So Edwards, go ahead, so you can fight him at a later date. Now, That gap between first and second is, well, slowly but surely creeping down, although definitely not creeping down enough to have any sort of significant effect by the end of the race. I think Smooth Player sort of run away with this one, unless he makes a big mistake or he has a puncture. Now, Spenny and Edwards side by side then, up to La Source. Spenny has the outside line. He's ahead of Edwards F1 there. He's now going to want to have a look on Epic Pen. He's using a little bit of his ERS. Has Epic Pen got more? Epic Pen has 17% ERS, so Spenny definitely has the advantage here with ERS. He's using it. Edwards is using his as well. So there goes Spenny to the inside. And Edwards to the outside. It was, okay, I think it was Schumacher and Montoya there on the camera straight. Either side of a back marker, but in this case the back marker is Epic Pen. So Spenny then, the Red Bull sandwich has now got no filling, so it's just 2 slabs of bread against each other. These analogies, I don't know where they're coming from, honestly. But Edwards then probably going to be falling backwards now, as Spenny has the tyre grip advantage on him, as AMS Jake Edwards just got a lap extra on those tyres, although I don't know anything's going to happen as well. AMS Lincoln gets past Sleep Mover. That I have to admit. So let's see if we're going to try anything. No, it looks like AMS Lincoln is firmly held position then. That was a good move from him. Oliver using his ERS to stay ahead, really. Interesting, I don't really know why he's using his ERS. Sleep Mover wants this position back. AMS Lincoln is wanting that position back as he's on 18. He's on 8%. ERS has now moved up to around about 10. Sleep Mover just does not have grip through there. Really interesting. Ooh, as PXR Apex and Bowser Blau with one get past the other. Juice gets. Ooh! CB Hut's retired from the session. Has he? That's. I think he might have gave up out of pure frustration at that point. It's an interesting place to stop the car. I don't think he has any damage. No, it doesn't look like it. I think he's just retired out of pure frustration. Which is, well, to be understandable. He hasn't had the best of races, to be fair. Smooth Player's using all of his ERS here, so he's really wanting to, these final few laps, he's just going to use it and extend his lead of a 13-second. His 13-second lead already. Yeah, there he is, using it again. He's run away with this at this point, unless he makes a big mistake, which I don't think he will, although I don't want to give him the commentator's curse here. I do believe Smooth Player is on the home stretch at this point. So the Red Bulls are now side by side. Well, I say side by side there. In tandem, really. Spenny getting past his teammate with a very big, very much larger run on him through the camera straight. And using a bit of ERS in the process. Matthew W gets another 3-second time penalty for multiple warning. Let's have a look at penalties. Matty has 10-second time penalty from corner cutting. I think he might have just gone. I think he's met the time from the session here. Yeah. No, it doesn't look like it. He's going on to the soft tyres though, so he will be going for the fastest lap of the race. Interesting stats from him. Might not be a really strategy at play here. I think he's just can't be bothered. No, he's slowing down quite a bit on the. I wonder what that was. That's and getting past by PXR Apex. Yeah. Doing what? Playing that really. Ooh, PXR Apex has been, I think it was spun around there. He did have a very good run onto the start finish straight there. Interesting. Smooth player coming off the back of Matthew, so he's driving incredibly slowly. Ooh, fuel. Is he preserving his fuel? No. I think he might be preserving his fuel. It's all happening on the... Oh, yep, Matty's round, lost his front wing. And there goes Smooth Player past him. He has been lapped by the very person he got quite angry at. I don't know why Smooth Player was going so slowly then. Preserving his fuel. He's out of ERS now. As he rounds the final few corners. Ooh, who's that? Yellow flag for Matty again. Yep. Smooth Player rounds the final corner and comes home to win the Belgium Grand Prix as Dukes is around on the final lap. Yeah. Benny up into 4th position now. He's done very well for himself. And he's up into 2nd after penalties are applied. So, well done to him. He's done pretty well. There's Matthew back there. Let's see where Apex finishes. I think he'll finish 11th due to having the larger amount of penalties. Dukes is just crawling at home. He's in low fuel mode as well, so he's obviously run that car completely dry. Yeah, and he's going to straight line the last corner as he gets a 10-second time penalty. Puts in 28 seconds worth of penalties as he finishes 2nd to last in the Belgian Grand Prix, which is 50. So, well, driver of the day then, Zactum. I believe it might be someone else. Spenny might have that decided by the next few days. So, there is your race winner, solid number, and Spenny there. I think it was Moller who came in 3rd position, so he had a very good run as well. We'll have a look at the grid positions now. Yep, it was Moller. Moller started 12th in the grid, so he had a brilliant race. Mover started 15th as well, so the Williams driver's doing incredibly well. Zactum then, I think, deserving of that Driver of the Day award, as he started 20th on the grid, plumb last, and he's worked his way up to 7th position through strategy and a very respectable drive, so good for him. Haas then of Edwards started 17th, moved up to 10th. Margin Blizzards, yeah. It was a pretty good race today. Spenny moving up 1 position, Smooth Player, Spenny moving up 3 positions rather. Smooth Player keeping his 1st place position and starting, so very good race for that lot. And thank you for watching this Belgian Grand Prix with PXR Tier 1. I hope you'll see you in the next one.